are going to invite Mr. Ravi Gururaj, the chairman of NASSCOM Product Council, and Mr. Satyajit Singh, the head of strategic partnerships at Facebook, to launch the Design for India initiative on now.
Thank you. So, thank you very much. We wanted to take this opportunity at NPC to launch the Design for India initiative. And I'll spend the next 5-6 minutes walking you through a few slides that talk about what we're going to do across this program. Can you get the slides up? Thank you. Okay, very good. Thank you. So sorry about that little snafu. So, what we wanted to do today was actually both brief you and launch the Design for India initiative. One of the areas that we feel is very is ripe in terms of skill building, in terms of domain expertise building, in terms of up-leveling across India is the design aspect of our product, specifically the design aspect of a software product. And so we at NASSCOM have been very keen to put together a program that helps product companies across our ecosystem up-level their design aesthetic, their design capabilities, their design aspirations. And so this is the launch of that initiative. And we are supported in this with Facebook, who have come in with a very generous sponsorship of the program to support us in driving this across the next 2 years. We will have others as well join the platform. Like with the 10,000 Startups program, it was initially supported by Google. We hope this one is initially supported by Facebook, but then it's also a platform which others will join and help us grow the platform. So let me, Satya is here, Satyajit Singh is here from Facebook to join us as well. He'd say a few words in a minute after I walk you through some of what we have planned in the program. So, this is about building an ecosystem, a community, a platform, and by definition, we want this, and by structure, we want this to be open for everybody to tap into, for everybody to be able to support. And that's very important. And one of our first partners is actually the Spread team. They're working with us in structuring this program, in getting it off the ground, and even in our own brand building. And that's been very important. And they're not going to be the only ones helping us. We're going to reach out to the community, but they're the first that are helping us, and we appreciate that. Sonia is here. Thank you, Sonia. And team, and Uni's back somewhere, I can't see him. Oh, there he is. So, so what is it about? And here are some of the pillars. Some of these charts are more for your consumption. I'm not going to try and read out everything here, but, to give you a feel for what we're trying to do and what kinds of stakeholders we want and what we want to have happen. We would like to see design up-leveled in terms of the kind of infrastructure that's being built to build skills. So this might be go make the case to the government for more design schools, more design in the curriculum. That might be one aspect of this in terms of the policy, right? Then actually have tangible impact on the ground in terms of, helping product companies find good designers, then helping those designers that are at product companies up-level their skills, and then finally showcase awesome design, right? So I think you'll see we want to bring all of these stakeholders to the table. If it's the government, if it's investments, if it's the industry, and if it's institutions of various kinds that are touching the design domain in any way. A few things in terms of activities. We're going to find ways in which we can build the networks between design people. The folks that are in the design community already. How do we connect them to each other? How do we connect talent to those that are in need? How do we connect, people who have a great design capability with those that are, kind of yearning for great and better design and where they can actually create a huge impact? Some of that. How can we create resources that are online where people can literally go there and consume this? Now, not all of this will be created from scratch. Much of it will be curated from existing resources. Some we may create, some we may capture as we're delivering live in-person sessions as well. So it's going to be a combination of capabilities that we will be bringing together. How do we build capacity? How do we just put more designers out there? One of the things we are finding is a new software team today that's building a product is going to have somebody who's a product manager, a visionary for the product. It's going to have a couple of engineers. It's going to have somebody who's going to do QA, somebody who's going to then do biz dev, but it also needs somebody who's going to take care of the design aspects of things. And it's almost like you need a design up front before you go out there and build a product. And you almost need your designer before you need your engineer. And the great products of the future will be built that way. And we feel we need many, many more designers. If that ratio is going to be one designer per 8-person team or 5-person team, we certainly don't have that kind of capacity today. It will be a very, very hard bridge to bridge if we don't build capacity. And the last thing is, there's already great product companies that are building beautiful designs out of India. And we mean design in a broad umbrella sense. It's the consumer experience. It's the customer experience. It's the CX. It's not just UI, UX. It's not something cosmetic. It's the entire experience that we want to help people build, okay? So, so how do we go out there and showcase these so that people understand what is best of breed, understand what to aspire to become, right, in their product, or aspire to kind of match? What is the world-class standard that they need to try to meet, right? So we're going to try and do a lot of that. Some of the strategy here, I won't go through every slide in the interest of time here, but just to give you a feel for what we're trying to do, we're trying to create awareness, we're trying to build partnerships and make it a partnering ecosystem, we're trying to mobilize in various ways, and finally build capacity, right? That's very important. I think to give you a flavor of some of the different types of programs, so we'll have a very kind of low investment, but high impact, hopefully, upfront, taste of what we're going to do in these design start programs. Initiative there is going to be, can you come in for a day? Can you come in for a half a day? Take a topic that is of specific interest, come in and work with us on that. It might be a workshop, it might be some kind of a session, a talk, interaction of some kind. Then we'll have more in-depth capabilities where you're trying to do something over a longer period of time. Those are our camps, the design camps. And we're also planning to take, every year we take a set of entrepreneurs, founders from the product ecosystem to Silicon Valley. This year we're hoping in May next year to take a bunch of folks who have built design for Indian products too, and get them connected to the best in Silicon Valley, and to showcase some of the really beautiful designs we already have coming out of India. When I say beautiful, I mean delightful, very usable, very effective, very high impact, right? That's what I mean by that. And so we're going to try and do that. We're going to do design-a-thons. These are basically the design equivalent of a hackathon. It might even include, one of the things we see a lot of is business pitches, where you see startups come and pitch their business. We would like to see startups come and pitch their designs. And experts who are design experts give feedback, so we will do some of that as well. We have what we call the design lounge. These are ways in which you can bring your design in and get feedback directly from folks who are experts in certain areas. And it's a more informal way, but it's a way in which you can get very high impact feedback specifically for your product. So you come in and meet with somebody, it's like office hours, but we've called it a lounge. It's more casual. We don't want to have it a very formal, moniker to it. But we will connect many, many hundreds of professionals to startups, and that's the goal. So we want startups to be able to reach out. And the last thing is we want next year, this time, at this summit or close to it, we will have to decide that. We want to have a design summit. And, this will be bigger and better than ever before. And we hope that will become, kind of a confluence of the ecosystem that comes together to understand what's going on in the design world, where we can head, where we are already, and how we can connect as peers, right, in the design ecosystem. So last couple of things, we're building out design labs across the warehouses we have, and we'll have on our website, obviously we'll have a website, but we'll have on our website very useful resources. Now, none of this, all these activities we talked about are going to be possible without volunteers from the ecosystem and without your active engagement. So these are not some check boxes we're trying to achieve so that we can feel good a year from now. I want to come back a year from now, and all of you should have participated in many of these, contributed in many of these, not just be consumers, but be producers as well, right? So that's very important for us. So please reach out to the team. We have a small team that has been put in place, and that's a very important aspect of this program going forward. Now, no program should be launched without some metrics, and these are metrics. What are we going to try and do? Now, to some of you, it may seem like a small number. To us, at the starting point, all of these numbers look quite big, but we want to positively impact all of this kind of a quantum in the first year. And it's very important that we do this across many cities. It's not going to become a Bangalore-centric activity. It has to go across many cities. Wherever there are startups, wherever there are product companies, we want to take this program there. So if some of y'all are from some of those other cities, please reach out. We would like to ensure we get you there, we get the resources there, get the programs out there. Okay, so just to give you a feel for the different stakeholders that will be involved, we're going to try and work with all the different design labs, design schools. We're working with both nonprofits, i.e. institutions that are there in the education ecosystem, but also with for-profit companies that are working in the design space. So we want this to be a platform that's open. We want to bring the government in. I think I want to be able to go to the various state and central government folks and say, here's what the ecosystem has done, here's what we would benefit from, and here's where we can take the Indian ecosystem on the product and innovation step to the next level if you do these 8 things, right? If you do, and this has to come as a groundswell from the community. And so we're hoping at the end of the year we can go back and even up level and double down on some of the bets we've taken in this next year, right? So, if I'm selling here, it's only selling you not to try and get your money. It's to try and get your time, your thought leadership, your impact, and your active participation. That's very important to be able to push this forward. I think it's got huge potential. So here's the address. You can contact us at. I hope you'll be willing to join us, and I hope you'll be an active participant. So I wanted Satya from Facebook to say a few words as well. I wanted to publicly thank Facebook. I think it's a very important contribution. I think it's been 6 months in the making, but we've moved very fast. I think we reached out to several of the platform players and he said, this is something we're planning to do. Who would like to support us? And Facebook put their hands up very early. We actually made the initial LOI signing in Silicon Valley in May. And now the program is launched. We have hired up Shalini. I think everybody knows you here, but you're going to help drive the program. We've brought Shalini on board full-time to help drive the program. You've met Uni and Sonia as well, yeah, who are helping as well with the initial rollout of the program. So Satya, please say a few words.
Thanks, Ravi. Pretty exciting to be here and on the launch of this program. So, if you look at it, we all know that India as a market is at a pretty exciting stage of growth and development, whereas a lot of people are experiencing internet for the first time on their mobile devices. That makes design even more critical as the overall component of a product. And product design itself is evolving pretty swiftly. And if we want to make sure that we capture the opportunity, we have to make sure that we are able to tackle the integration between the technology and the design. The good part is that I think probably we have one of the best engineers available across the globe in the country. What we need to do is just, like Ravi said, that build more capacity for design to make sure that they're working together. At Facebook, we are pretty excited and passionate about design, and really excited to work with one of the most vibrant industry body, NASSCOM, and to launch this program, which will basically instill design thinking amongst the startup, and also would largely foster design innovation in the market. But like Ravi said, and I would reiterate that it can't be done, or we won't be able to make it successful unless we get some support from you guys. So please come forward, reach out to us on whatever way that you can support us, whether it's joining these programs, taking some sessions, and next year, like when we come back on the stage, we would want to see a larger number of audience on a bigger scale. And we would come back to you with whatever we have achieved in that 1 year. So with that, I think let's just go ahead with the program. Are we?
That's it.
Okay, awesome.
Very good. So we
glad.
just wanted to invite folks to again contribute and join, and we're open for collaboration. Let's say, and the program will become what it is, and what it will be is because of the people who collaborate with us. So please get the word out. I think there's only a few people in this room, but we want to impact thousands, if not tens of thousands, right? So when I helped launch the 10,000 Startups program, it was similar. We started with a very small seed of an idea, and it's become a very big program across all the states in India. Has done hundreds, if not thousands, of events, programs of various kinds. Now touches hundreds of startups. So I think the potential is there to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So Satya, thank you for
My pleasure.
your support and Facebook's support. I really appreciate that.